I mean, he's really tearing at it.
He is digging in.
I really appreciate the comments I've been getting. Please keep commenting, share, like my videos. I love it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is part 2 of deer camp video. If you haven't seen part 1, the link is below. I've been going to deer camp now. I still haven't figured out how long I've been going to deer camp. I haven't taken the time to do so. But I've been going to deer camp for a few years. Most of the time that I've been there, I've been filming. I filmed on 480p, my old iPhone, DSLRs, and so on. And this is just a couple clips from the few years that I found. I've lost a lot of footage due to bad hard drives and so on. So this is pretty much what I found. Next 45 seconds, just a montage of random clips from old deer camps.
Look at that wobbling, dude. Oh my god.
So now it's day 2. We all go and we sit in our blinds. Ryan pretty much sleeps in because he got a deer on the first day. Me and DeAndre sat in the tin can. Eric went and sat in his blind, and Steve was at the China hutch. Me and DeAndre got really cold. We ended up going inside early, like 10 o'clock. So right behind me is a pine marten. Oh, it just took off. What was on that deer's head was a pine marten. They've been up here for years. They're actually brought in to kill porcupines. To the UP, the lumber companies trapped them from somewhere else and brought them in to kill porcupines, and we always mess with them. After our Thanksgiving dinner, we take the turkey carcass and we just put it outside, and then we take some beer cans and tie it to a string and tie it to the turkey carcass. Next thing you know, the beer cans will go flying across the camp. It'd be a pine marten grabbing hold of it, and that's pretty cool. I haven't seen one in a couple of years, actually. I know they're up here. I mean, there's been years I've seen 10. Oh, he's over there. I see him. So first deer of the year up here, deer camp. 7-point buck. Shot by Ryan. Me and Ryan tracked it for a good mile or two when they stopped, and then they got the dual bikes. You would ride the bikes. The bikes are welded together, and they used to ride down the rail to get to camp. These 2 bikes are welded together. We're freezing, and basically we're just standing in front of the stove talking to Ryan. Eric comes walking over the hill and comes inside, and he's like, "Hey, I texted you," which I don't get texts inside the cabin because it's a metal cabin. I only have 1 bar of AT&T. So if you ever plan on going to UP, buy a prepaid Verizon card, which didn't even work for me this year, so maybe don't. Regardless, he came inside, said, "Hey, I texted you, Steve got a deer." We didn't hear a shot. All 3 of us were like, we didn't hear anything. Supposedly, he had shot before me and DeAndre came in. Regardless, here's Steve's deer. Check it out.
I think I scared him. I think he had a heart attack. I heard it, and then bullet whizzed by his head and he had a grabber.
Heart exploded.
Yeah. I couldn't see because of all the brush and stuff.
That's quite the twist job. DeAndre wants to ride.
All right, DeAndre?
Can't shoot deer driving in this.
Hard to drink beer in there, too.
They want another shot on the buck, please.
Steve got a deer.
You did good lifting? Did good lifting? Yeah.
Damn, this one's heavier.
Want to go one more? You want to take more or no? You go one more.
Ready? Oh, whoa. You good? No, you good?
Like I said before in the last vlog, deer camp for us really isn't about the deer, it's about the experience. You know, there's not much more of an experience you can get when it comes to roughing is, you know, we do everything on a wood stove, we use water from the spring, and the spring is across the railroad tracks. The spring is the clearest water I've probably ever seen. I know there's places that has really clear water, I mean you can see down 60 feet deep and so on, but I've never seen that in person. So this water here is the clearest water I've seen that comes out of the earth in person. We've gone up there when it is so cold you can barely walk over there, and this spring does not freeze. We've always wanted to get the water tested. We never have. It's just there's a lot of complications when you try to test water just to see what is in the water. And if anybody has an idea of how we can get the water, if there's any kind of bottle we can take, put the water in and take it back home to get it tested, just to see what's in the water, let us know, because as far as we know, if you put something in it, it gets contaminated by the container that it's in, and then it doesn't really have accurate readings. So if anybody knows anything we can use to test the water, please let us know. It's more for fun than anything. It's just, you know, something we've been using for years, and we don't think it's contaminated or anything like that. It's just, we'd like to see how clean it is, because it looks crystal clear. You know, and other things we have to do while we're up there, we chop wood, we stack the wood in there. We pretty much stack the wood for next year. We chop it and we use it for next year. That's just part of, you know, the work that we do when we're at deer camp. So when you're sitting around and you're at camp and it's so cold, I mean, sometimes it's negative degrees. You can't just sit all day. So a lot of times we'll go into camp and warm up and we'll play some solitaire, eat some chili, and, you know, not everybody has a mansion in the middle of the woods like my brother that has HVAC and satellite and whatever. It doesn't, but it's damn near pretty close. So all the rest of us, we have to sit in these boxes made of steel, which just doesn't do anything for insulation, and it's wide open all the way around, and it's pretty chilly. So sometimes you just really have to go inside and play some solitaire. DeAndre went up with me. He wanted to go up the year before. He didn't really know what to expect. He ended up backing out like the last second, which is fine. You know, you're going to the UP. I mean, you're 8 hours away from home. You don't see other people. You're not used to nature. This is his first time really hunting regularly. He's hunted once before, but they're basically go sit over there, and they didn't really help him with anything. I was really excited. I was hoping DeAndre would get a chance to shoot a deer. And he did a lot of hunting. He sat with me, he sat by himself. After Steve shot his deer, he pretty much hunted the entire day. You know, we came in early that day because we were so cold, and then, you know, we helped Steve bring his deer and get it, you know, basically just watch Steve gut his deer and hang it up on the pole. And then DeAndre was like, I'm going back out. He wanted to hunt. He went out, and then I met up with him a couple hours later.
I just made it to the stand. Heard my blind. The blind. Sitting with DeAndre. He's eating. He's been sitting for 3 hours. Hopefully, we see a deer.
When we went back out, we had a doe come in about 20 yards from us, but it wouldn't come out into the shooting lane, which really doesn't matter because we're not shooting does up there. You can't shoot does up there. We're pretty alert. He's got his gun up, and I got my camera running. Another doe comes in from the west, and it has another doe behind it. And for some reason, as soon as it gets around that corner, it was on alert the whole time, and it just stomping its feet, and it wouldn't eat, and then it ran off. And then it comes back. I didn't put up my camera when it comes back because I didn't want to scare it. I didn't want to be moving too much. And so we're just watching and watching. I had my camera ready in case a buck came out. You know, nothing came out, and then about 10 yards from us, a deer snorted really loud and just starts running off into the woods and is snorting the whole way, and then finally those does run off. So deer camp ended up being empty-handed for DeAndre, which he obviously wanted to shoot a deer, but at the same time, he'd actually never been hunting where he actually saw a deer. So he was pretty satisfied in that aspect of it, where you got to go hunting, you got to see a deer. All in all, I think he really had a good time on the trip. I think he enjoyed it. It's just one of those experiences. Deer camp is one of those things where you really get excited to go, you know, the weeks leading up. I mean, and as it gets closer and closer and closer, you get more excited. You get to deer camp and you're working and you're freezing and you're hunting, and by the end of deer camp, you're really excited to get home. But deer camp is one of those things where you look forward to it every year, and you always will. And it's one of the best experiences that you can have. And we love going, and can't wait to go next year. That's it for this vlog of deer camp. I'm still doing some hunting. I got till the end of the year to do some hunting. I'm gonna try to fill my second tag. If you're interested in all these things that I got going on, you know, please subscribe to my channel. Comment, share, all that stuff. Like, dislike, at least like, you know. And then follow my Instagram and my Twitter. They're all linked below. So thanks for watching. I will see you the next time around.